My name is Waymon Drummond. I am the IT Director and Project Manager for the Vince Hagan Company. Vince Hagan Company has been in business since 1956, and we manufacture large industrial heavy machinery primarily for concrete production. I think the biggest challenges we had prior to joining a Network Elite was the support from my users. More often than not, when there was an issue that caused a complete meltdown with a particular user, I would direct them to call our current MSP at the time. The reports I would get back were they were unresponsive, ticket times were long, and the support agent didn't solve the problem half the time. So I spent most of my time trying to follow up, and more often than not, I had to fix the problem myself. When I took over as the IT manager for the Vince Hagan Company, my primary responsibility was to make sure that our sales teams, that our remote teams had all the support they needed, all the tools they needed. The lion's share of my time was spent seeing to their issues, supporting their issues, making sure they had good connectivity, making sure they had access to the network, making sure they had all the resources needed so they could perform their jobs. I was working all hours of the night, 24/7, to make sure they had the support they needed. These issues caused inefficiencies across the board. Not being able to get answers in a timely fashion, not being able to get the support you need in a timely fashion affects everybody, and production slows down. As my role grew at Vince Hagan, I started to rely more and more on that MSP. What I found from my users was that they didn't have any confidence in that MSP. They felt like they were being talked down to. And of course, the money kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. When it came time to renew our contract, what I found from my users was that the ticket times were long, it felt very impersonal, and half the time it seemed like they weren't getting the support needed. Through all that, a great sense of frustration seemed to grow and grow and grow. I spoke with ownership and the CFO and expressed my feelings about our relationship with that MSP and let them know that I wanted to take a look and see if there were other options out there. There are a number of services that we really find valuable. Of course, there's the basic cybersecurity. We get monthly reports, audits of our environment and the health of all of our workstations. But what's most important for me is our 24/7 service. We have field agents who are working at all hours of the night. I never know when someone's going to be on trying to get something done. When they have a problem, my phone rings. And as long as I have a resource that can help me with a problem that I can't solve, that makes my day that much easier. 100%. Just speaking on the 24/7 service, we had a catastrophic hardware failure with a component at our home office. I called Iman. Iman answered the phone right away. I think it was like 1:30 in the morning. He called one of the agents who was in Fort Worth at the time, who met me out at my facility and assisted me for 3 hours getting our systems up and running properly. It was something that had to be done on site. And it was obviously at the worst time in the world, and I believe that it was out of the scope of our current contract. Iman and his team came through 100%, and I'll never forget that experience. One of the biggest improvements I can see since I began my relationship with Network Elites is the confidence my users have in our support. There's one individual in particular who was very vocal about not being able to get the support that she needed. Those conversations are gone. I don't have to worry about any of my team members' calls being answered promptly, tickets being rectified in a timely manner. I am free to take on other tasks and responsibilities without having to babysit our network service provider, our MSP. Prior to partnering with Network Elites, we vetted no less than 10 managed services providers looking for the right fit. It was a 4-month-long process. We took many calls, many conferences, many face-to-face meetings. We got to know each and every group if we could. There were a few larger companies that weren't local. The main thing that stood out for me was the confidence that Hyman showed me every time we had a meeting. His commitment to excellence, his IT experience, his passion for his business really resonated with me. He made me believe that he could get the job done. He made me believe that he would get the job done. And he has not let me down in one instance since we shook hands. I have nothing but good things to say about him and his team. One of the best things I like about Network Elites is the fact that I feel like they are growing with us. Of course, IT is ever changing. There are new things that haven't been spelled out in the contract. There are new issues that arise that have not been discussed before, but whenever things arise, Network Elites tends to help me solve the problem. That's something that I appreciate. Being flexible with us as we grow, I feel like I can trust Network Elites to help me solve problems as they arise.